Yeah, who knows if it'll be our new match or not. I was kind of joking that potentially us neighbours, Australia and New Zealand, could be in the same pool for the first time, and sure enough, that's the way it went. So that'd be a huge game, in Pool A.
You talk about the All Blacks building and needing to build towards the Rugby World Cup. I mean, is this a World Cup winning team? Do you think we've got enough?
I think they've definitely got the players to win a World Cup. It's just a matter of they've been working on building depth, but now we just need to start sort of working on combinations, consistency, and monitoring sort of growth over the next 2 years. You don't win World Cups 2 years out from World Cups, so just as long as the trajectory is forward over the next couple of years, they'll definitely put themselves in the best possible shape to do that.
Come 27, who do you think will be wearing the All Blacks number 10 jersey?
Oh geez, your guess is as good as mine. Obviously, it's been Bodie's been steering the ship this year. You had D-Mac for the majority of last year. You got Richie Mo'unga coming back. So what I love about that is the competition. So exactly who is driving the ship. It's anyone's opportunity to grab a hold of that jersey, but they'll all be competing, and that's exactly what you want. The coaches have come out and said that they want squad depth, 3 to 4 players in each position, and when you've got world-class players and depth in key positions like the number 10 jersey, then it's a real positive.
On that 10 jersey, the Wallabies are still trying to now who's the starting one heading forward. What are those key qualities do you think that A10 needs to really take a World Cup team deep?
Yeah, you got to do your core basics well, the fundamentals of the game in the 10 jersey, because World Cups are different. There's different expectations and pressures. Things happen in World Cups that you can't even imagine through whether it's referee decisions or cards or injuries. You just don't know. So you want the drivers of the team to just be doing the fundamentals of the game and performing under those extreme amounts of pressure. So great communication, great kicking, passing, and just directing the team around the field is really important. But also that ability to change momentum, when the game's needed. So. Still plenty of time to figure that out for the Wallabies.
Razor's getting a lot of heat back home at the moment, Dan. Is it justified?
I think you got to support Razor, and the beauty with New Zealand is we're just so passionate and have such high expectations, and I love that pressure that it brings the team and the head coach. He's been trying to grow depth, and he's been quite open about that. But there's been key moments in the last couple of seasons that we just haven't quite delivered. So as long as he's learning from those, and I'm confident that he will, and the coaching group will be learning from those losses, then they'll only grow and continue to get better. And like I said earlier, as long as they are continuing to grow and improve, then they put themselves in good stead for Rugby World Cup 2027.
The Wallabies have got that crop of young 10s at the moment, but then they've also got James O'Connor, who's 35. It looks like Jay kind of almost wanted to move on from James, but you played a World Cup, I think 34 in the final. Can you see a path where James O'Connor still plays a role for the Wallabies?
Oh, I should probably ask Joe. I think he's in the room next door. What he's thinking there, but I think you got a lot of young talent, and you want to really blood those guys. You've still got time to give them. There's been a lot of injuries for the Wallabies this year. I think that's a big part of the reason that James being called upon. He did a great job and filling that void. But there is a lot of young talent, and I think Super Rugby is an amazing opportunity for a lot of those young number 10s to put their hands up and say that they want that jersey and they want to be driving the Wallabies side in 2 years at the 2027 World Cup.
Have you seen enough of any of the youngsters to go, that person's got something you like about them?
Yeah, I've always thought sort of Noah was the man for, but unfortunately, at key times just has injuries. So if he can get his body right and build some consistency, then for me he's shown enough on occasions to drive the team. But the fact that they've got 3 or 4 guys fighting for that position, similar to what I talked about. In the All Black 10 jersey, you've got competition within the squad, and that's what's going to get the best out of the players, and that's what you want to try and build within your environment.
Is it the poise that you liked of Noah, or was there something that you liked about his game?
I just liked his direction. When the Brumbies are performing well, it's normally off the back of him playing good rugby, so he can influence a game. He can, when the other team are hot on attack or putting you under pressure, he's got the ability to bring the momentum back into their favour. So just a matter of being able to do that on a consistent basis is the key.
All Blacks in South Africa, if they win their pools, they'll meet in the quarter final. How do you think the All Blacks will approach that?
Yeah, I was looking at that when Brett was pulling out the last couple of teams, and saw South Africa and New Zealand and could potentially meet. But you're coming up with different scenarios. What I've noticed in World Cups that you can never predict exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be upsets. There's going to be things that you don't expect it to happen. But if that is the case, you just got to accept it and live up to the challenge. It's still, you have to win. From playoff stages, you have to just win every single game from that point forward, and who that is that you're up against, it doesn't really matter. We saw it the last World Cup in 2023 where the top teams were playing each other in the quarter final. So if you want to go all the way, you're going to have to beat the top teams at some stage.